Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. My name's Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. I wanted to show you how I made what I call a peekaboo fun fold that I shared as part of the Creativity Abounds blog hop today. So this month, our design team created birthday themed projects for you. So you can check out all of the projects using the links on my blog, and the link to my blog is on this underneath this video. So we hope you take the time to check out all of our projects. We also produce a tutorial this month, again, featuring birthday cards. And so that is what I will be giving to customers when they place an order of a qualifying order this month. Or you can purchase the tutorial, and again, that link is on my blog. So take the time to check out all the amazing projects. I just love being part of this design team. They are so creative and inspiring. So let me share how I made my peekaboo card. It's probably one of the easiest fun folds, I think, to do. That and the joy fold card are my two kind of go-to fun folds. Now let me get this. There we go. It's in focus. So isn't that bright and cheery? I've used Berry Burst. And so a peekaboo card has this little peekaboo window and opens up like that. Now, sometimes I've used, actually, this is the Gold Celebration, I think that's what it's called, acetate, that is part of this Bright and Beautiful suite that is in the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. Sometimes I don't put anything behind, but in this case, the balloons just kind of weren't feeling real steady on there. So adding that pretty celebration with the confetti acetate behind it just kind of helped to stabilize the card. Opens up like that. Now you can put a sentiment. I just added designer series paper. You could put white, basic white on the inside as well. Okay, let me show you how easy it is. This is the beautiful balloons bundle that you'll need to make this card. Now, all of the measurements for the card are on my blog, and they are in both imperial and in metric. So that will help. I'm not going to talk about them right now because it'll just confuse me and everyone else if I start doing both imperial and metric. But you can hop over to my blog and find all of the measurements and cut and written instructions for the card. So this is the bundle. Really lovely. The images are at 85%. So these balloons are quite a bit bigger, and you'll see that. And then they are some fun dies. So I did use this one kind of to stabilize the balloons. And you've got balloons of many different sizes that we'll use. A tag with confetti. Oops. Some stars. And then this fun die, if I can get it off here, creates a fringe. I didn't use that, but it's such an easy way to create a cool fringe if you wanted to use that. So we're going to use some of those dies on our card. Okay, let's bring in my supplies. So I've used Berry Burst. And so this is a piece of cardstock, and the measurements, as I said, I won't go through all of the measurements in imperial and metric, but basically this is half of a sheet of cardstock cut lengthways and then trimmed off. And so we are going to score that at the typical, and so I will give you this. This is in imperial. We're going to score that at 5.5. So that is kind of the traditional imperial size card based with just this little piece. Now, you do need another little piece. So those two are the same size. And that's what's going to create. So you end up making this the same size as a normal card base, but just kind of this gap in the middle. Okay. So as always, grab your bone folder and you're going to fold into the mountain or the raised line and give it a good burnish with your bone folder. So that's kind of the basic of your card base. And then you've got this little piece that will line up with the bottom, and that's your peekaboo in the middle. You need 2 pieces of designer series paper that will fit on these. So I've used, this is the really pretty diagonal, really bright and colorful stripes. So these 2 pieces will adhere, this one to the top what is the top of our card base already, and this one on that extra piece that will be the bottom of our front of our card once we adhere them all together, or all the parts together. So that goes on like that. Okay, so that will be our card base. Now this is the really pretty gold celebration window sheet. And like I said, I don't often put this in, but it just helped to stabilize my my front of my card. The balloons just didn't kind of do it for me. They just weren't stabilizing enough. So this is going to adhere to the back side of the front of our card. Now you can use either side. One side is gold and one side is silver. I like the gold. And so I'm going to adhere that to this part. You can use tear-in tape. You can use liquid glue, if I can find. Okay, I can't find my tear-in tape. You will see this from the back of the card. Or you can use Stampin' Seal. You will probably see the adhesive. And just make sure, so this size is just slightly smaller. This would be the normal size of the first layer of your card, regardless of whether you're in metric or imperial. So I'm going to just layer that in the front or on the back side like I would the inside of the card, and then I can press that down. So now I've got my window sheet. Now this piece is going to line it up with the two sides and the bottom of your card. And again, I'm going to put Stampin' Seal along this. I like to use my adhesive where if I put it on here, I might put it over too far or down too far, and it will make things sticky. So if I put it on something that isn't going to overlap or overhang, it's just easier. So this will now, you can line up with the bottom edge and side edges of your card base. And now you've got your card base put together. So now we can start doing the decorating. So you're going to need a piece of bubble bath. So I've already gone ahead and cut out this cluster of balloons from bubble bath. And then I've got a piece of bubble bath, and I'm going to do some stamping. And I need Berry Burst ink. And let's get my stamps out. So you need the confetti, the big confetti image. You need the happy birthday image. You need the medium balloons and the little balloon. Trying to find blocks in here. The little balloon. And then the confetti I'm just going to use that one for the confetti. There are little bits, little dots that you can use. There's a couple of them you can choose from. Okay, I think I've got all of my stamps done. Okay, so we're going to do all of our stamping. I hope this piece is big enough. We're all going to do all of our stamping in Berry Burst on this. Some of it we're going to stamp off. So these are the confetti that is on the balloon. So you're going to stamp that in Berry Burst, but stamped off. So just grab a piece of scrap paper and stamp off, because I'm going to put my sentiment on this one. So the happy birthday can just go right on top of that, full strength. And then you're going to stamp 2 of these medium-sized balloons. Full strength Berry Burst. And then 1 of the little balloons stamped off like that. And then confetti full strength on this one, just to give it some detail. And then you can pull out your dies. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Post-it note. Hopefully I haven't. I think it's okay. Post-it note tape to hold these in place. See, there are enough dies. There are 3 different sizes of dies, and then there are solid dies as well. I'm used to using some Post-it note tape to hold these in place. So I'll cut these 3 first. Like that. Now, let me bring in my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we can run this through. Let's get these ones done, and then there's one other balloon to cut out. Let's do that sideways. That's better. Okay, so peel my Post-it note tape off. So there's that one, that one. Done with that size of die. Done with my big die, and I just need this medium-sized die to cut out the last balloon. Like that. If you don't have Post-it note tape, I get it off of Amazon. Excuse me. But you can use Post-it notes, you can use washi tape, or maybe you're really just good at this and don't need anything. I find when I'm cutting more than one die, if it's just one die, I can kind of keep it in the right spot. But if I'm cutting multiple images out using the dies, I just find let me even see that one. I did use the Post-it note, it's a little bit off, but that's okay. Excuse me, little tickle. Okay, so we're going to adhere these balloons, or two of the medium ones and the large one, to this cluster piece. It just kind of holds them in all in one spot. I'm using dimensionals. And I kind of overlap them. So I'll put this one on. Let's see, let's put this one down here like that. So it's not exactly the same size, but it works like that. And then this one can kind of overlap like that. And then take some, this is baker's twine. It comes in the 5-pack of the 5 different colors. So I'm just going to take some baker's twine and loop around the, actually on my card, I didn't actually do this. I just used glue dots. So whichever way you want to do it, you could just tie a bow and then use a glue dot. This case, I've looped it around the bottom of this balloon, and maybe I can tie a bow. There we go. And I just want a really little bow, so I'm gonna, there's my tails. Let's get them down where I want them to be before I tie this tight. Okay, and then I just really want a little bow, so I'm just going to kind of make these loops smaller, and I can go, there we go. Okay, so there is my balloon cluster. Bring back my card. Now, because you actually don't, if you didn't have this acetate in the middle here, you would have to make sure that the bottom of this and the top of this attach these 2 pieces together. But because I have used that cluster, I don't have to. What I do want to make sure is I don't want to see my dimensionals on the back here. So I am going to make sure that the dimensionals are just right at the top. And so again, I typically put, like adhesive, I typically put these on the plate on where I know that they're going to be covered up, like that, making sure my happy birthday or my big balloon, which is going to be at the top, will be touching those dimensionals. So let's take that. So we'll put that on like that. And then I'm just going to take this bottom one again, because I've got the peekaboo already dealt with because of the acetate, which is great. I don't have to have I'm really just trying to make sure that my dimensionals don't show up. So I think, yeah, therefore I'm not seeing my dimensionals on the back side of my card. Okay, and my bow came undone, so we'll tie that again, hopefully. Like that, and just make these little tails a little bit smaller. Somehow that's got between there. There we go. There we go. Can trim these. You don't want it to be too long. There we go. Okay, and then the last thing is you've got that other little balloon that you stamped. So we're going to use that just down here in the bottom corner of the card. Now, I ran out of the designer series paper that I use. This is a different one, so you could use either of these, but I'm going to use this one that is kind of the ombre. And I'll go from dark to light. And this can go on the inside. Now, if you wanted to use basic white, actually I was going to do dark to light, wasn't I? Or light to dark it is. Okay, and the last thing we need is I have some of the Tinsel Gems 4-pack, which has some colors. So there's 4 different colors in here, and these ones are the closest to Berry Burst, I think. So I'm going to use 3 of those. I can get them off. Sometimes I have a hard time getting, there we go, like that. One of my yellow ones has gone rogue. There we go. All right, so that is the Peekaboo card that I shared as part of the Creativity Abounds blog hop today. So to get all of the written instructions and the measurements for the card in both imperial and metric, hop over to the blog, my blog, which is underneath, the link to that is underneath this video, and you will find all of that information. Again, both the measurements in imperial and metric for you. Also, don't forget, when you're over on my blog, to follow the links to the blog hop and check out all of the other 12 projects that have been shared for this birthday blog hop. Again, we blog every month on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and then we create a tutorial so that if you purchase from me in the month that goes live, you will get the tutorial with a qualifying order. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.